What's up, guys? Welcome to the third round. Hey, English. It's so hard, isn't it? Welcome to the third round of Apex Online Racing here on the PS4. We're here for the Chinese Grand Prix this time. Now, if you've tuned into the first two episodes, we've managed to clean sweep the season so far, 2 from 2. So we'll be looking to continue that at the Chinese Grand Prix. So, yeah, if you guys tuned in, you would know we, as I said, we managed to score the victory. Certainly no easy feat. Bahrain was definitely easier than Australia was, but the two Mercedes definitely have kept me on my toes. So yeah, if you guys are enjoying the season so far, obviously, leave a like, subscribe for plenty more of everything really. I mean, I enjoy making all this for all you guys to watch, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy watching. So without further ado, let's get into it. So as you can see here, we've now just fast forward a little bit. We've gone out on the medium tyres at the start of the session, just wanting to set maybe 2-3 lap times, just to get a time down and just see what we can do. Just get a time on the leaderboard. I didn't know it at this stage because I checked on the little weather thing. There's probably a term for it. I can't remember. That's the grass. Now, it was supposed to be just cloudy and overcast for this whole session, so I was just planning to go out on the softs right at the end of the session. Now, if you're an eagle-eyed viewer, you might have noticed that there's a few tiny spots of rain. Now, I thought nothing of this until, as you can see right about now, there we go. We set our first lap, and as we come to start our second, it has actually started to rain here at the Chinese Grand Prix, and by the time we finish this second lap, it is properly raining. It didn't get to the stage where intermediates were necessary, but it certainly put a damper on this qualifying session. No one got anywhere near the times that they would be hoping for. Plevs goes top there with a 1:31.7, I think that was. So as we're coming to the end of our second lap on the medium tyres, I was actually contemplating boxing here, and I thought, no, I want to get this lap in, because I don't want to be stuck down potentially outside the top 10 and not be able to drag myself out. So as you can see, fairly decent final corner, come up the line, and we stay exactly where we are in P9, which is not really what I was hoping for, but anyway, we will digress from that. It felt like an okay lap, but anyway. I'm sorry if commentary is a little bit off this episode as well. Guys, I am recovering from a virus type thing I've got, so yeah, if I sound a bit off, that's why. But I'm on the mend, so I decided I'd get on to making this for you. So back into the pits now. Now at this point, I think everyone was just kind of umming and ahhing what to do, because the weather had really screwed with us. With a lot of us, particularly myself, I had probably done the most practice out of anybody. I had done a lot of practice quali runs and even a few race simulations, and they were all in bone dry sunny skies, and I was feeling really confident. We arrive here at the GP, and as you can see there was no sign of light rain. There was no sign of light rain there, and it is drizzling out on the racetrack, which makes things extremely hard. So now we've gone out on soft tyres after sitting in the garage for about 2 minutes. So I'll take you through a running commentary of this lap. We're currently sitting in P10, so we do need to get a wriggle on. We're at the first corner now, down through the gears. As you can see, it is sprinkling a lot heavier than what it was about 5-6 minutes ago. So yeah, still struggling a little bit for grip and for traction, not on the power as early as we would have liked. I think 3 tenths up now as we come to the end of the first sector. 4 tenths up as we go into the braking zone. A little bit cautious. A little bit of time left on the table. Back up through the gears now. 6. Actually leaving in 6th gear through here. I didn't want to shift up to 7th. Felt like I actually lose a bit of time. And as you can see, we've gained quite a bit of time through there. Now 6.5 tenths up. Fairly decent run through this middle sector. Could have used up a little bit more road. Lost a little bit of time actually to a medium lap, which really surprised me. 6.5, 7 tenths up now as we come on to this massive back straight. I don't think we used a max fuel mixture and overtake on the medium lap. No, we didn't. So as you can see, we're gaining time all off. Flat out in 7th gear, shift up to 8th gear at the last minute. Late as you dare. About a second up now into the braking zone. Brake at the 100 metre board, hard on the brakes. Shift down to 1st gear to get the nose in. We just missed the apex actually, ever so slightly. As we come up to the final corner now, 1.1 seconds ahead. As we come up to the line, it's an improvement of 1.2 seconds to a 131.795. Puts us in 4th position, just behind of Pete and just ahead of Contrast. Seems to be a common theme in qualifying. We're always right behind at least one of the Mercedes, and we're always just ahead of Contrast. So yeah, I wonder if that's going to change anytime soon. Yeah, you guys can be the judge of that. Take a guess. Will it change for the next round or not? But anyway, as we're coming back in now, and that was the end of the session pretty much. No one really improved. A couple of people went back out, I think, on medium tyres. Someone went out on ultra softs at the end. Someone went out on softs as well, and just yeah, just couldn't improve. So this rain really screwed quite a lot of us over. I had a chat with a few guys after the race, and yeah, none of us were really expecting the rain. It caught a lot of us out, myself included. So yeah, certainly not what we were hoping for, but still, P4 on the grid, it's pretty decent. Second race start. So, you know, you gotta be fairly happy with that. But again, there was like no rain. There's no warning. We were none of us were expecting this. So, yeah, we did get screwed over a little bit. But still, as I said, front row start, as you can see there, we've got Jackson on debut, actually, in the Renault. I almost completely forgot about him. He actually went out on ultras right at the start of the session, and is actually kind of, yeah, made the rest of us look pretty foolish there. So he ends up with a maiden pole position here in AOR in his debut race. So congrats to him, no mean feat. But yeah, as we skip the end of qualifying, as I said, nothing happened. A couple of guys, as you can see there, McLaren in the background, just simulating. But nobody improved. A couple of people tried to. I think Darren tried to improve at one point, but as you can see, he's been caught out. He's got to start on the medium tyres in P6, the worst tyre that you want to be starting on, in my opinion. You see, my teammate had a bit of a rough session down there in P11, but hopefully he can bounce back for the race. So anyway, without further ado, let's go to the race. Alright, and here we are on the grid of the Chinese Grand Prix. Pretty bulk standard, one stop, going from softs to mediums I think is definitely the best strategy. Just having a quick look over the car setup, making sure it was all where I want it to be. So yeah, we've overfueled the car by I think 3.5 laps, I think, by memory. So I think that's what that said, but yeah, anyway, we'll digress from that because that doesn't matter. So just sitting on the grid waiting for everybody to finish any last minute changes. Just flicking through a couple of camera settings here. I actually changed that TV pod offset back. I don't know why, because it's not the view I run in, but anyway, I guess that was annoying me. But yeah, everybody is readied up and away we go for the formation lap. Plevs actually, I think he might have been asleep there. So yeah, we got held just a little bit longer, but no harm done. Just moving on now, following Pete now on the back stretch. Just trying to get some temperature in these tyres. They were real hard to warm up. As you can see, come the end of the lap, we've got a fair bit of temperature, 90 odd degrees around all four. So pretty happy with that. So as you can see, coming around now to the start. Now at this point I was hoping to at least try and maintain track position. I thought Jackson would definitely have the best run of this top quartet. Because obviously being on the ultra soft, but you know, I personally thought he'd be good for about a lap, and then the ultras would just fall off. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, reforming for the grid for the third round of Apex Online Racing, the Chinese Grand Prix, awaiting 5 red lights here in Shanghai, and away we finally go. Held the lights forever. There's a beautiful start up through the gears, no wheel spin, awesome start. And we're already challenging for the lead into turn 1, up the inside of Jackson. Just leaves us enough room, he squeezes us a little bit, we just try and elbow him out a little bit, he's still there. Oh, a little bit of a lock up on the left front, that's not what you want to be doing at the start of the race. He's still there, just leave him enough room. And then we go from 4th to 1st, that is a blistering start. Absolutely unreal, everyone around us just spun their tyres and we just shot off the line like a rocket. So man, that was really unexpected. So we now lead 3 races in a row. As you can see, Pete now behind Jackson. Now Pete at this stage would definitely know he has to get a move on. You can see just in the mirror he tries to have a look on Jackson, nothing doing in the double left-hander. Not really an overtaking spot, so we're safe for the moment. So as you can see now, just coming through to the final sector, we've already got nearly a second's gap. So at this point it was just a case of just try and get out of DRS and then calm everything down, let's run our own race. And yeah, as you can see, just trying to make sure I've got some decent tyre temperatures, just weaving around a little bit. The stream definitely noticed that, so I'll leave a link to that in the description as always if you guys want to go and check that out. Pete goes for a big old yeet up the inside at the hairpin. I think it's a T McMurdoch reference there, so yeah, anyway. Oh, excuse me. But as you can see, we've already just scraped out of DRS. 1.2 seconds the gap to Pete behind. Now at this point I was thinking, you know, I've got to keep going. I know he's relentless. He will, you know, he'll be doing his utmost. So we've got to really try and put in a couple of good laps here to get away. So as you can see, going purple, but everyone would be doing that damn near. First lap accounts for nothing really. So Contrast has now made his way up into third as well. He got past Jackson there into the right-hander. So as you can see, we're now eking away a little bit. I think Pete was a little bit quicker than us through this second sector, but I think we had the straight line edge over the whole field in this race. Yellow flag back there, I think. Darren and Jackson actually had a little bit of contact. Jackson actually ended up in a, you can almost say, a half spin, and yeah, sent him back to about 12th or 13th. So a shame on his debut race. He you know, he deserved qualifying. He went out at the start. He put a time in. So you know, congrats as always. I mean, not easy to come in and put it on pole in your debut race, but some people get lucky. As you can see, we're just extending the gap to Pete a little bit. A little bit of a glitch there where we fast forwarded literally about 2 seconds, but anyway, we will forget about that. It's come to the end of the second lap now. Fastest lap of the race with a 1:35.1. The gap 1.5 seconds now, so we've just edged out a little bit over Pete, 3/10 faster on that lap. Contrast just hanging in there to the back of the Mercedes as well. So Contrast certainly showed some pace this race. So as you can see, fast forward on the lap 5, and Contrast has actually overtaken Pete now. And yeah, as you can see, we have absolutely disappeared already in this race. About 3.5, 4 seconds up the road, I think, by this stage. So yeah, we certainly showed in this race that we are gunning for the championship, which is what I'm trying to do. 3.5 seconds already, the gap in 5 laps. So this thing, it was on absolute rails. I'm not going to lie, it was so easy to drive it. didn't have to put a lot of effort in. Tyre temperatures were a little bit of a worry momentarily. Fast forward again on to the next lap. The gap now 4.5 seconds. So yeah, we had control, I think, from this point. It was a case of just running our own race, running at the pace I wanted to, not pushing harder than I had to, and you know, just not taking risks when there was no need to be. The guys behind me were battling quite a bit, which did make things quite a bit easier. So yeah, anyway, as I have said previously, thank you guys for tuning in and watching this and every other video I've made as well. So as LJB is retired there, I don't know if he crashed out or what, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in as always. Means a lot. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos because I love making them. But anyway, as we fast forward on now to lap 11, there we go. I was a little bit ahead of myself there. So Pete and Contrast, I think, have both pitted. Contrast has actually come out a fair way ahead of Pete from my memory from the live stream. So he come out a fair way ahead. And as you can see, fast forward now to the end of the lap. Darren now behind us on the medium tyres. He was definitely going to be a threat at the end of the race. I knew this. So I tried to just build up the gap as best as I could in the last 2 or 3 laps before I stopped. And as you can see, Plev's not too far behind him either. So despite having a dreadful start and falling back to I think P6 it was, he's making up ground quite nicely. Not super aggressive into the pit lane, did not want to speed. I actually sped into the pits in one of my practice races, so I did not want to do that again, because yeah, that would have just been disgusting. But anyway, into the pits, Sauber boys, beautiful clean pit stop, 2.6 seconds. And as we rejoin on the racetrack, nothing but clean air around us. Banana, Josh and Darren a little bit up the road, and Contrast, I think, is finally going to come around, and yes, there he is. So he's just starting long right-hander now, so we've maintained around about a 7 odd second advantage that we had when the pit stop cycle began. So at this point it was really just a case of try and set a couple of fastest laps, so when Darren stopped the gap was as big as possible, so I had a bit of a buffer that I could work with because I knew he would definitely be catching me. So fast forward now to the end of lap 13, both Josh and Darren still running around on their medium tyres. So as we come around now, we set a fastest lap of the race, 9/10 faster than our previous, a 1 minute 34.181. I was just trying to reel these front two in as quickly as I could, Darren obviously being the main focus, but obviously, you know, you can't deny Josh is there, so we still have to get through him. We dispatched of him fairly quickly by memory, took a little bit longer than what I would have liked, but we got through him fairly quickly. So as we come on now to the end of lap 16, Darren has stopped for the soft compound tyres. He emerged behind Contrast, but he got him pretty much within a lap. Contrast didn't put up much of a fight, probably knew it wasn't really worth it. So as you can see, come up around here now, and Darren immediately sets the fastest lap of the race, 4/10 quicker than my fastest lap, so those softs really working well for the Mercedes driver. We fast forward on now to the end of the next lap. I tried to respond the best I could with a 1 minute 34.5, but as you can see, as we come around, Darren goes even faster on a 33.6, so nearly a whole second faster on that lap. So again, a 1 minute 34.5, the gap now 5 seconds to the Mercedes driver. So I was on my toes, I will admit. I was a little bit worried for a couple of laps because I was actually trying to push, and I couldn't really keep the gap the same. I could stop it from, you know, coming down so quickly, but I couldn't keep the gap the same. So he had me worried for a little bit, but as you can see, fast forward on now to the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix, the gap is still around about 4 seconds, so we've managed to keep him at bay.
Final lap of the race.
34.1 there, pretty impressive considering it's the end of the race. The gap 3.6 seconds, so at this point I knew we were safe. So yeah, I'll shut up till the back straight and let you guys enjoy this final lap. here we are now on the final lap at the end of the back straight, and this has been an absolutely awesome race. But I know it's a fairly short video, but that's really because nothing happened, as you can see. So yeah, around the final corner, 3 from 3 here in AOR. Grazie ragazzi, that is how you do it.
The adrenaline dies down after another eventful Grand Prix. Here come the top 3 out onto the podium.
So there you have it, guys. That has been round number 3 of Apex Online Racing here for the Chinese Grand Prix here on the PS4. Fairly dominant victory. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. As always, like, share and subscribe for plenty more content. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. As always, as you can see, fairly decent lead in the drivers, so we're looking pretty comfortable. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.